NPP gyina crossroads enche bia no nti say ya beto dwa kire say somewhere November there mobeko na makoyi frankatuni sanse na nadan kokufa do na dwuma ba wiye so fire titi say nipa ba nwotwe na mayi muti say sa na tie there mobeko super delegates conference akoyi enum eno free hon ma makogina me atom so aba DNT na say delegate bi wo Ghana na otiwa on schedule Ghartey na on kase oni MPP for any.
First of all, Mama Kane, them she say ya ye there first, you be super delegates and sana yako 17. Yako the general election. It was a response to something. Let me explain that first.
Okay.
2007, 17 candidates okay, illegal. It's you in the parties, over 17 across the country. It had a lot of negative
impact.
It's you change the constitution. Now for me committee first for me human committee, for me. What was the suggestions there? And a McMahon on hand as in over to legal committee, constitution and legal of the party. That time the import chair right honorable Peter Ghartey. I'm a wife if I got you, also a member secretary of the party. Honor wasn't she said by the young court super delegates conference.
Okay.
Never for 5. Never for 5 years. Asana I called the main thing. Now some will see in the August 2009, you called trade fair la trade fair Accra. You called congress. That time Peter Ghartey occupy a friend to higher glory. And Peter McMahon knew that time national chairman. Appointing the main chair them session.
Okay.
In time them chair them session to change the constitution to open it up, create politicians, allow politicians, executive to vote and so on. The whole idea in there, first of all, it will democratize the party more.
Okay.
So whoever wins, the person has the broad support of
all,
not just 1,000 people voting. Secondly, it also there to reduce the monetization as well. Of 1,000 people, perhaps the monetization will be too high. 200,000 people, it will reduce.
Come down.
And the third thing also was that whole process will energize the party as we are going around. Say Muba, come on, see me party for Bakasa, another candidate boy Bakasa. By the time 4 or 5 candidates you want to Bakasa, and watch on pray.
A Kenya
party. It's a good to tell you the truth. To do a process of our kaka. Into Mujungi and but as I see. You have August. Mama Kane and Akufo-Addo the first one last time against President Akufo-Addo. Visited President Akufo-Addo was the first. But as someone see in the crown delegating that time I can't really remember maybe show also Marcus but why I was in the water about next time he told me the same thing. It's like your corona we don't hear that story. Because the story we are telling them is that party in the BOA doing, we need a number of things. You hear party back. There is no candidate, I don't know about Muntu Mukasa for anybody else. But MZ, Muntu Mukasa independent candidate for Ghana. I don't know whether there's another candidate that will appear.
Independent. Nobody.
Well, yeah, on Jesus. What will be saying that he's the king of the Jews? What if you said it? I didn't say it. You said it.
Nancy, so
it is if nobody can stand as independent candidate, then one of the qualifications we should be looking for is somebody who has been in the party for a long time, right from the beginning. Why do we look for such a person? Or say, well, I think we would there and he knew you are because who is being a neighbor and who started what it is. What your most was up, on your day, if you are in pick again, every 2 weeks, and you be quite qualified and painful, or I show who they are. Kufmesa, I told you, they won't pass you through that process.
Yeah.
Today, I are you for the king of Ashanti. Baby, what you see.
Yeah. I thought when you connect them, say she hokra.
Thank you.
Manani identity.
Thank you. Inti, say, a can be the one. And you receive that training after a while. That is very important. It's only since 92 I've been a member of the party.
Okay.
No shaking. party, what to party 92, Water Region, founding members, Odu baby na, make a friend of Ben over sign it. The party, me, I said it, but the documents were in my office and in the director's office. It was a sign for them, nobody will stop me. That time, you hear of more sign for him. The call him of more. 1 year, MPP, 1 year, elephant. 1 year, I put all the design, but they are him, ticket around the office. Or drew office school. Young lady called the Dixie at the time. I catch her there. Elephant in Ujawa. Kukudun or the elephant on Mananko. An elephant in motion. So we're there at the beginning from design. As a barn on the church was no Ujina Hono and Moa. Tiamania was now all Nanti and now to America. Ferdinand Ayim also baby. They wrote it as part of his obituary there, Ferdinand Ayim. On Oma almost that suggestion. But in Akufo-Addo, he came around and Obama for the syndicate of Ghartey were there at the beginning of the party. Before the party crowd to party. Wow. Ekeya. This is news. Ekeya, often guy, Kofi Kumsi, watching the, what's it, Punedu, first lady, or jewelry shop. And a jacuzzi in this anime. Watching Kai Free Press. When you call James Ford prison. Or Peloya Kronyi. Oh, yeah, that said be a case. And other media star, if you call that, I'm a press conference. And the media, Kushiana, yeah, and that case, I'm my opinion. I disagree with the court in this anime. Hey, your face, how much? Your face, how much? When you say, no, I open out could work a cowie. Ha! Now, yes, you also, who forgot, I will pentam with Johnny Cras, I bet you. Thanks be to God and to the glory of God. I speak the truth sets me free. That time, and in Nigeria, we're all fighting for our rights. My colleagues in Nigeria, some of them of CLO, Abdul, or watching one, as they were finding, when you want to solitary confinement for here. But Ghana, lawyers, Odu baby, at least the latter party, I don't know, Shopee, but all you still. Because judges had died. It's a book of court, but not of our catcher, mammy, hey. I open castle. That I believe there is appointed to each man to die but once. But and I believe in freedom. Man was born free. Even during that time, I said, "Be wookie to crapo is through the end." On the as you offended, Champions was honorable. How baby to be said. Also, New Year, Kufo, Mr. President Kufo, member of Parliament there, me ranking member for the Constitutional Legal. Also very sharp for Mrs. James. President Kufoni reached out for Kwamu, so that would James and the truth of the matter in there, you need a party man. I mean, what we election, 92 election, first round, we're dividing between presidential and parliamentary. That's right. Presidential. You were presidential, yes and no. We see here. For so many reasons, what's the minors voted that time ballot boxing on yet. Transparent. Ballot box and according to information we had, it has been stuffed already. So many other reasons. So what to presidential and what to parliamentary? Of course, the result of the presidential can affect the parliamentary. Okay. Into parties in there, no, yeah. Let's see what is happening. And we decided not to go to court for a very important reason. Time our NDC what about power, PNDC what about power, they did what they called PNDC law 42, and the PNDC law 42 they had the power to appoint and remove judges. Don't forget that 3 judges had been killed. The 3 judges have been killed. Were killed. I don't know who so we got the view at that time in there. The judiciary was totally under the domination of the government of the day. Okay. That was our view. There was no point in us going to court. So we decided that we'll record the wrongs that are happening. And on the basis of that recording, we'll make proposals or we'll fight for proposals for the future. That is how come the stolen verdict was written. And that is why, for example, recommendation there, presidential and parliamentary elections should be held on the same day. That is why we made a recommendation there. The ballot boxes should not be should be transparent. Into the ballot in chief committee was sitting on stolen verdict 105. It was headed by Nana Akufo-Addo. Emi Ghartey meka ho. Philip Addison oka ho. Ifo Ghartey oka ho, my wife. Alex Queen oka ho. Ye type it, what year working? What year we? Another type working. That time the computers were 92. Yeah, you share baby a type working kwa ponyi bi. Echo Com Center MPPO. No. You see, things have changed. Oh, I'm a catch a young man, that me meeting. Because do you know that curfew at that 6 o'clock for 2 or 3 years? What's so it can't happen. They can't believe it.
That so 6 o'clock to 6 in the morning. Or
yes.
Almost say NC.
They say it's not possible. I was investing. So what happened in there? Their cry, yes, Tony Verdi from 92. 96, Greater Accra. 96, 97, 98. Jacob Echebelanti noticed me as a young man in the party. I am chairman of legal committee of Greater Accra. In the Greater Accra, that the office of Kantomanto. And it was the hottest region, Ashanti region, hottest region in terms of private students. We could notice so many issues. There's a more meeting now, Kantomanto. That's one in the office. And said, you know, me, oh, what's my husband now? Oh, yeah. Why we feel the most me a lawyer now this said me synchron now that ko da mo na me to face one this is a member of from champion ba o say champion ba na ye gudu legal committee sika to help the party yeah time in the mobile phone you why the party maybe one city and a picture am party motorbike a picture am party car a picture no. We're helping the party out of the goodness of our heart. Me a government contractor, the lawyer. One of the ways in which you can do government contract in a mobile bank, and then be there, take this it's easy. It's easy way. Me be that. I've never, but that is not the point. I didn't join the party to benefit directly. We joined the party in the belief that the party will organize things in such a way that Ghartey as an individual and my family, we can also survive in the system. Because your party, it does not believe in governance, it believes in private sector. That's what I believe in. So that's another reason why they should vote for me. Because a Ghartey government will ensure that the private sector and concrete human. And then that is what should take the center stage. And it's not rocket science. President Kufona Abedu, I remember, banks were knocking on people's doors.
Yes.
To get the loan. It's not 2008, not too long ago. Now, another thing that you need, the delegates need to look at in there, you should look at somebody who has worked and what he has done. President Kufona time, Auburn, that time we had been out of power for 33 years. Nobody has been a minister, nobody has held any position. President Kufona will hold minister as deputy foreign minister. Years ago, Idu Bwani, who stood in 92 and 1, he had never held a government position. Jan Selby had never held a government position. All the people who stood at that time, Kodia and so on. But just now, we have all been in government. And so you can look at our work. The little... And I'm making a point today. Don't tell me there, for example, Mincy Hospital, because I was not the Minister for Health. Those who are faithful in little things will be faithful in big things. That way, I remember you asked me a question. Inche Manko Railway. Inche Jamatisi, I work at Ghartey or a good lawyer. No, but Puntu infrastructure, no, and so. Then, Puntu me. Railway, anyway, Yanko make up this share. Then when we came, we lifted the spirit. Yeah, and yes, you crop out, you can get interest in the place.
Oh yes, because then me kai da ye launch here you were Kasi.
Yes.
I was the MC there.
Yes.
Now me share railway workers.
Yes.
Any nipa, any pa or mode ba a ho. Now share contractors no any gia or mode ba so be jumano. You could see say this was a sector which was almost dead, but in Kenya yaba. What was the, let me say, the magic? Because the railway sector was dead. Out of the blue, you came, and by 2020, now you can't sectors are, or more ministers are Juma. You free. Railway was ringing in everybody's mind. But today, forgive me, whoever is in charge, but it's like it's become mild. It's gone down.
First
Dear
of-
now, yes, Ronko.
First of all, I won't say that it has become mild or it hasn't become mild. I'm always my friend. And if baby, and if you, I was not me here or something. Or I'm coupon I don't need a home. Oh no, he made you. Listen, I cannot claim a magic one. What I can say is that I have utmost belief in God. And I'm coupon everywhere you put me, I create change. I'm an agent of change. More if I'm spring. Well, I'm house prefect in a house called Picker Packer. Fansufunya in the Picker Packer or your house be a sebi. We win what they call the Asafu Shield. Asafu Shield in the most decent house, the quietest house and so on. And then more house before Battlesnake. Yeah, time now is 7 years. The Battlesnake was the noisiest house, the most exciting house. I want to more. Bad boys here you go. And I went back Picker Packer. I remember going to tell the school next the school, Pedemite school. You know, it was to take, I don't know how to describe it in Kumasi. Or today, I don't know where is the hottest place in Kumasi. Tell me.
Oh, hottest, it depends.
Okay, but it's Bantama.
Like suburbs, no, Bantama, Safu, Krofro, Match Town. Bremai, no, I don't know.
And then I got now.
They do have got an so.
How?
How?
I said, me. Pick up Battlesnake. We are there. You will crop. If you are shirt.
Boys, yeah, G&E.
We are not wearing shirt. You put down, sir. You take me to Pick Up Packer. That when you are walking in the house, I can't hear that there's a human being there. If you are walking, you are house prefect. You do Pick Up Packer. I say okay. You go for me. I say, I'm a 6 phone. Then pay me alone. It's me a Gina.
Museum idea.
Let me get him alone. What can house prefect?
SOMPA 93.1.
How can you put me in charge of people who are dead in quotes? Well, they are not living dead. Into every Sunday, yeah, house meeting. Every house. The house are near to each other. But in the some people came, they are laughing. Pick up a
No,
third Sunday, the next Saturday, nobody is going to town. I go to scrap. I didn't even know whether I have the power to ban the whole house from going to town. Because Saturday, then we started scrapping. 3 Sundays I was scrapping with them. The 4th Sunday, we are going to win it.
SOMPA 93.1.
It's about 4 o'clock. The whole school was laughing at us. Ghartey has gone mad. There's people, useless people. Everybody was laughing at us. Chief, on one unique name. Can you imagine? How, sir? I mean, me, they be architect nickname. You two a change nickname. Yeah, your friend Jingoli, you do be boss Jingoli, our bread. Your friend Chanchuku di Pamali. My announcement. Be our friend Chanchuku di Pamali. How many nicknames P? Man can't joke. Maka can't one from Ubia.
Okay.
To cut a long story short,
SOMPA 93.1.
in the houses, by the first day, we had so many points that no house could beat us. From a useless house, useless in quotes, very intelligent house, clean house, I moved them to make them the champions. The sports master went to Nigeria in 6th form. They made me like the assistant sports master. School team buses be I'm in charge. It was a useless situation. When I see something, my mind is to try and improve it. When I see a problem, I mourn for one day. After the first
SOMPA
day, the second day,
93.1.
how do I improve myself?
You are like Nehemiah.
Chief, you said it again. I didn't say it. That is how I am. Muko attorney generals. Woyima attorney generals. It was a nice job. Nice job in the sense that a lawyer. Now why you attorney general? And I show you me. At that time, Mr. An attorney general in Sebi, what would attorney general is who will be in Kwausa?
What's a penny? Most times, no better someone money.
President Kufuor from the office.
SOMPA
President
93.1.
Kufuor now Vice President, all the Mrs. Chinese, Chief of Staff, Macmenu, Azi, Oinin too. Also, we decided to make you the Attorney General. I nearly laughed. I put my hand to my mouth and my family said, "Tomana,
Go best one.
what is this madness? How can you make you a young man like this? How can you make me Attorney General?"
That time, what he say?
41, 42.
Whoa.
How can, because even the people in the Attorney General's office, from Bear Chief State Attorney, most of them are my seniors by far. One of the reasons why in those days they make seniors Attorney General is that you are dealing with that. My classmates are in the Supreme Court. My juniors are in the Supreme Court. But that time, my juniors were in the High Court.
93.1.
And I'm going to appear in Supreme Court and so on. Hey. But, make sure you are making them call one. Sebi, me go me mas. Me fra one. Me do me fra one to meeting. Make at we are going to do an agenda for change. 4 things: infrastructure change, attitudinal change, personal change, and technological change. Technological change is only as I offer digitization. In 2007, then I found technological change, ICT, infrastructure changing, and officing. So nothing to write about. But she had the office, and lawyers didn't want the one. We're going to grow one.
SOMPA
Or
93.1.
only 3.
Yeah, come here is a bench.
Masa, nobody wanted to go to attend their office. The salary was poor. They didn't have cars. See, people are fighting. People can call me, oh, honorable, try and make sure I go. So they do an interview. I can't go and form attention, try and they pay me and them today. They return their salary just now. At a certain level, they return their salary. It's now a good job. Personal changing, I decided to train them. Sure. Oh yeah, if you're a lawyer, be a lawyer. Say be a lawyer. My lawyer is your specialties. And me, my wife is a lawyer.
SOMPA 93.1.
Maybe we see oh yeah, arbitration, international arbitration. I'm my international arbitration. As attorney general, I did international, but what could more than me? Into arbitration, samba. Since I've stopped at Jemusu, my wife, she said now about 28 boards. I'm a corporate lawyer, but she has done more company board
issues more than you.
She was chairman of World Bible Society. After United Nations, the second next biggest organization in the world, I believe, is World Bible Society. It's about 190 countries. She was the international board chairman.
SOMPA 93.1.
I mean, myself on board, but I'm the Wakum Kakra. So when it comes to issues to deal with women affairs, she was doing work at FIDA for free. So she knows it more than me. You must also, Auntie, realize that lawyers are different. Let me catch on there. Since we are discovering oil, no Nazi. We are sitting in this office. How many of you have expertise in this area?
In oil.
Until we have to start training lawyers to do masters. And that was the personal change. Personal change was not that I was going to change the personnel. But even the personnel there, no. I thought I was going to change them by sacking them. The personnel that I was going to change them.
Now,
so what I did was that, listen, Minister, at the time, so say, as a junior call, cabinet, President Kufuor so that I will show it to Attorney General. It's a minister, then show it to Attorney General. So I'm a scholarship, but I want to share in your work, your area. Work in me. It's President Kufuor said, have you showed the Attorney General? And the minister, I won't mention his name, one of them. I've showed it to him, but he said, President Kufuor be some there. But Attorney General, it's a very difficult job I'm doing. So, I have to look at it well. If you are market tell me, said, I told you that go and talk to DNPC to give scholarship to my lawyers.
And yes, I'm assuming yet.
It you mean yeah. I'm Canapa. I'm actually the Oma as the offender ICT centers around the country. Communication work. I don't know. You are giving ICT centers to girls. Me, I'm an MP. If you don't put one in study, I won't do your work. It's Mukwa, President Kufuor. Oh, Mr. President, I'm working on it. It's a very difficult job.
Okay.
So, we use that to train people to the extent that it reached a point everybody had been trained. I remember one girl who was called Grace. I offered her the master. So I asked her friends, what's it looking for a boyfriend or what? The boy is a I went to the boy's office. Luckily for me, the boy was working castle that time. But when the boy said, Master, let your girlfriend go and do the master. You can engage her before she goes. 1 year. If she says she'll marry you, she'll marry you. So we train them personal change. Then technological change. Yeah. What made we decide to do technological change? More one public accounts committee. Work at the corruption case before business Attorney General hasn't worked on it now. And be some for the I led a powerful team. The director of public procurement went to announce to public accounts committee and the people of Ghana. The other time it was carried live that the file is not in our office. They threw back to office very twice. Senior as the lawyer to Abamo Aka Chamber file. Hey, the only thing the Attorney General has is his word.
Ɔsi filing ni hɔ 2 hours time yahu.
Attorney General will see that. Attorney General will see what you have is your word. It's Attorney General so kasa. The kasa and the SOMPA as it were here no yet, and as it were the people of Ghana must listen. Your word is your bond, even as a lawyer. Fear it's your court, a kasa. Talking from the bar, my lord, I can tell you that the house is being built. No documents. If the judges trust you, they'll say once it's coming from Mr. Ghartey, I believe. And that is the kind of integrity you must have, as even as a private practitioner.
Okay.
Then, as Attorney General,
Okay, Kase.
Master, I blasted the woman.
SOMPA
Blasted the
93.1.
woman. Who in the business is she's going to resign? I said, no, you cannot resign. You are a state, you are a public officer. Up here, being a posting. It's a government bongo. I want back. Don't resign. I'm angry with you, but you cannot resign because that is your career. I'm a private practitioner, I'm a businessman, so I will resign. Oh, don't do it, I'm a fabrica before President Kufuor. Catch up President Kufuor, I've come to tender my resignation. So why? Make us send a check. Sure, this is not a resignation. The next day, go to Public Accounts Committee and tell them that
You have found the file.
you made a mistake. You call Public Accounts Committee. The chairman was NDC Chabis, First Sylvester Mensah.
Yeah.
I thought he was my friend. Me can't cry. No more at that time. I'll go hear me. When I want to file, no file until I anyone give me not attack you for there. So don't worry. When we sit, I'll call you and say small media. I don't want media. So don't worry. I won't call media. The Attorney General has something to tell us. Yes, but before you come, please invite the media to come and listen. Lie, your business lie. Don't tell me. Essentially, I have to throw. You said it to the media, so I have to. And then, McCain, let me tell you, as President Kufuor predicted it, nothing came out of it. The media didn't even pick it up. And President Kufuor told me that when you make a mistake in public life, you admit your mistake and you move on. And people want a human being to rule them. They don't want a God. You are not perfect. So with Ghartey, you will not get a perfect person. I'm not perfect. But I'll always speak the truth. And the truth will set me free. Me free one if maybe a second deputy speaker. I got first deputy or second deputy. One in opposition.
Yeah, second deputy.
The ruling party where speaker and first deputy.
And first. Now,
And
you know, quite second.
the second deputy speaker, I said I wasn't on for the room was then this supposed to want 2 months because what's in here Attorney General and me too hard action cover to me.
Why jelly
Therefore, somehow they agreed and they made me second deputy. I mean, we are now pay the actual. We are general, and they didn't vote, and they just approved me as second deputy speaker. Honorable Anambabi, he's been in Parliament longer than Chinese. It was first time
92.
we boycotted on him. Or Parliament sitting, and okay. The 6 months after 6 months, also the 6 month honeymoon that I gave to MPs is gone. And I will behave like my colleague Honorable Ghartey was behaving when he was deputy speaker.
Yeah.
I will be firm and strictly apply the rules. He was majority leader from another party. I was second deputy speaker, and I clashed with him several times. Oh my God, speaker, you are wrong. You know, you can't do what you want to do. After all, that could provoke. After all, you're just the second deputy speaker. Second deputy speaker cannot take this and so on. Because if you look at the rules, I've taken my decision.
And I die, I didn't see, so say, speaker name. So obey any name to say Ghartey.
Yeah, on not the day, after 6 months.
You will do things like Ghartey.
Yes. Parliament. Honorable Mama Yaga, Okade, Binuma Jibai Nali, was your form committee. Both sides of the house. Because you have made that. Both sides of the house agreed. And it
SOMPA 93.1.
Parliament usually, survey a report to Parliament, you have to supply it to the members before you read the report. I gave it to the leadership 5 minutes before the time. I told my members they are going to break the rule. We are not going to give it to them before. Otherwise it will leak. So if you remember, nobody knew
What was in there?
What was in there? Until I read it. And they were part of the report that I never made public because it was, and it's not about taking bribes also, it was about security matters relating to Parliament. I just reported to the Speaker because it's not everything that you do. What I'm saying, all this in there, another kind of leader you need is somebody who can work with Parliament.
That's right.
Chief, I always say the Bible, Genesis, God said, let there be light.
And there was light.
President Akufo-Addo, through his finance, also let there be e-levy. Was there e-levy? On a kun atrenum nazi. Into Parliament, I ain't tied them out. Into people don't know their service. Stand Parliament so power. Everything the president does, 90% of what he has seeks approval of Parliament. One nominate chief justice, he needs approval of Parliament. Now Joe Biden, I was watching CNN, and some people say he's too old, he's 80 and so on. And some people say that Joe Biden has done more work with Congress and the Senate than most recent American politician, presidents. The next Parliament, regardless of its connotation, and I hope that will be in the majority, you need somebody who can work
with them,
with Parliament,
and understand the rudiments.
And it is about somebody who has been in Parliament. Say, on here be about Parliament occasionally. Say, let me give you one typical difference. Me a lawyer, I practiced law for a long time. I will court. Not just say, counsel, you got to stand up. When they mention your name, you stand up. It's a sign of respect. Our Parliament, next speaker, say, honorable member for his Ghartey, you sit down. So in Parliament, when the speaker is speaking, you sit down. If you stand up, it's a sign of disrespect. It's contempt. In court, if the judge is speaking and you sit down, it's a sign of disrespect. You have to stand. So there are differences. Every parliamentary, you sit at the back. Regardless, MP, people who have been chief executives and people who have been head of major governments, when they come, they are hiding behind a pillar. I don't want to mention names. With small, you can't afford it. Make first, make up parliament, because no sorry. Great leader, also a champion. He sent me a message. They went now on the parliament, one sorry about that. Oh, you up front by my office. What's the hair? I brand here, higher hands out. You back Kasa, you have more sign, and sign our Kasa. See how to watch it. I can carry more chance. Then they gave me a chance, and I spoke, and they brought me forward. When I went first, I was sitting behind a pillar. Pillar, where you must a pillar. So the next leader is somebody who must have parliamentary experience.
Let's look at a little running team. Railways, your achievement there.
If you ask me about railway, people cast you were there, people ask me about Ashanti region and so on. Okay, let me tell you, this is a narrow gauge and a standard gauge. Narrow gauging, or you're smaller in size, and or you're wooden so. Standard gauging, you're larger in size, and or you're yes. That's crossing the water river to the water region, and that line will make the journey to Paga 200 kilometers less.
200 kilometers.
Yes. So if Kumasi as if through the former Brong Ahafu region to Tamale is 200 kilometers more. But I'm totally committed to that as well. I'll give you two reasons. Why I'm committed to that there's evidence.
That's a whole share bridge.
I'm confused with Photoshop.
This is real. It's not Photoshop.
No. I appear Ejichima Kosenchi Janwe train offense to do.
Wow.
Mokro ministry. Let me tell you something about the history of this thing. As the other means the full day were home. 1 hour is not enough. Let me tell you something about this. But you are special. So if you call me the way she's looking at me, about me to me, because I'm sure straight. But of course, you see, but I was telling you something. When it started in 2007, under President Kufuor and Amir Akufi. That time, President Amir Akufi, a minister of railway and port harbour and railway. So he designed what they call the port-to-port project of Itema, Obaba Kosumbo. It will go into the water up to Bupe or Yapi, then either road or rail to the north. Now, all designing in 2007, we have feasibility studies Naziri, and I occupy Oyamope, or my UC election, Union NDC for they continue what Professor Kofi has started. And in 2016, they signed a contract with an Indian company. Don't let us be petty about this. It was started in Amir Kofi's time. It was continued. I'm saying continue. In fact, Sekada was signing contracts over maybe so then what happened to STX? And you can sign a contract in Parliament, but after it goes to Parliament, there's so much more work to do. It's me bear Namukro. Namukro Namu the Akosumbu or inside Akosumbu is dangerous. At a certain point, it will be 60 meters away from the dam. And if it's 60 meters away from the dam, it can affect the integrity of the dam. Maybe sir, Microphone was yes, it can affect it. I didn't want to take a chance. Ghana for Bakare, Kwame Kume is in Dama. One can I Akumaru. Baby were for the Aquana or say Akosumbu. And listen, hydro is the cheapest source of water. So if Akosumbu gets spoiled, they're in trouble. Secondly, where it was going to terminate was where the Dodi Princess terminates. My idea about railway development in the railway is a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. Maybe a railway will stop it. There must be economic development. Where it was, there was no possibility of economic development. It was too near the dam, and also it was rocky. And the third thing, at that time, 2007, there was no security threat. After that, 9/11 had happened. So there was terrorism. Ebi katna, Ekwako Sumba, Edrugeta now, was Sechuka, train it to 500 people. Ebi kita bomb, Buma, Odrua, what did need bombing? They are suicide bombers. It's means no, it cannot happen. We have to cross the river. So we looked at it and decided to cross the river around Sinti and make it part of the journey to the north. And also, there was iron ore was shining. The iron ore is far trade and tour. Iron ore. That does not mean that we have discounted the line to Kumasi and the line which will link between Kumasi and then the north. And let me tell you, we finished the from Ashanti region to Tamale. There were 3 places we could pass. Djibouti Afa Swamiha, and Djibouti Afa Ofinso Mampo, and Djibouti Afa Kasi, and the president, the former head of state at Champon, Toaso village Nazi. And after when we looked at the 3, we chose the one over for that side because Ofinso area, it is too mountainous. Mampon area, training 4 people. And actually, for example, President Akufo-Addo, the action, the train must enter every regional capital. It is designed here to enter whole because the whole area is ceiling. That's the most expensive line in Ghana. $9 million per kilometer. It's between 5 and 7. Above for us, you have to break all the buildings, and nobody is going to allow you to break his family property. Until we decided to pass. That is why one of the reasons why we came to do the Kasi one.
Kasi. Because
the train will come from Kumasi to Kasi, Kasi to Iduabi. Therefore, Iduabi, to Kasi, Iduabi area, it will start going to the north. Now, Ekadama, and Kofu what has happened. As I make it very simple. First, in the book is this or a blaster coach. Since a book is this or a blaster coach. Into work a blaster selection, they give us a book is this with fear.
Yes, I'm not going
to make a check. But what I can tell the people are chanting in there, say, you got it back. One of his priorities will be the railway sector, and the line from Kumasi from Accra to Kumasi, which includes the Bankra area, will happen. Other Mubo Minya transport minister Nabado, he believes in Bankra, and then only your Fimbi Yakasi Bankra never dies, and I see that now work is being done.
Yes,
but some Bankra obey Kaselbu to Puna, then Bankra needs railway, and I will make sure it happens. Why didn't it happen during my time? And a beauty, build, operate, and transfer. Yeah, railway lines it be a day. Oh no, a beauty, build, operate, and transfer. Yeah, be a BBR. I wanna, what do you contract to them? What's it? Which other years, another group, second people. So they were doing a review, and remember, government to put his own man. I think when only railway university, extra, certain countries, since I will railway, but other nations no drive training. Also train since they train no seven. Why they play?
SOMPA
Na music
93.1.
mekana no. We have to transfer the technology, create jobs for Ghanaians. Inside the Kasi Railway, the company doing is a Ghanaian company. Because the question in there, if Ghanaian companies today are doing asphalt, first the Ghanaian company do me asphalt. Why can't Ghanaian companies do railway? And if the money is going to be paid by the people of Ghana eventually, then I feel that Ghanaian companies must be the main companies that do it. It's a Kumasi Railway is to happen. And it will happen under a Ghartey tenure. There are 5 million people who live in 5 million what's it Kumasi, Ashanti region.
SOMPA
A little over 5 million.
93.1.
A little over 5 million people what's it Greater Accra. Ghana is 30 million. It's there for 5 plus 5 or 10 million. That's 1/3. Between Accra and Kumasi, I haven't counted the number, but Obutu are another 5 million.
Okay.
So easily, about half of Ghana or 40% of Ghana is staying within these 2 points. It's a no-brainer. I will train Uncle up and now since I have them call Accra. It's a train over. I'm getting them at 3 hours more Accra.
What do?
Since I have me a Google map, car 6 hours, plane Obutu at 12 o'clock. I have to get there 1 hour before the time. Train O2 every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes. Chief, it's the railway sector is going to be one of the focuses of a Ghartey presidency. Yeah, for education, for example. I mean, I have a message for Ghanaians. The message is a message of hope. Yeah, for education, for example. I mean, time we were investing 1988, co-university 82, and a foreign student. You know, there were 3 universities in Ghana. Legon, Tech, friend KUN still so
Tech.
Tech, University of Science and Technology, and a KBAS, Cape Coast University. Winneba, it was Advanced Teacher Training College. It wasn't a university. Now that time, foreign students
SOMPA
were
93.1.
investing. Oh yeah, one of Benin, Togo, and Burkina. They come in a bus to learn French. Now down the line, we have over 60 universities in Ghana. If your universities were Ghana, CCR, if your foreign students were universities, if your Sky was about Ghana, Ghana can develop into a hub for education. In the UK, they make £28 billion a year from international students. More university, there are no international students. This Echo Brunei is full of international students. My for Nigeria, from school. Chief, there are so many sectors that we can expand in Ghana.
Okay.
And when I come the next time, we'll talk about the future.
Next time we'll talk about future. Honorable Joe Ghartey and Motor 7 in Komono. Honorable, thanks so much. Measure him your next time. I'll be behind him. And when you come, that one there is
5 hours.
Show. I'll give that.
And don't bring a woman to come and intimidate me. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
God
most
bless you.
welcome. Have a wonderful day.